This year, I'm going to invite B'nai Aviv Poet Laureate Jonathan Andron to the bima.
Manishtana Hashana Hazot Mikol Hashanim. How's this year been different from all other years? Have a happy new year. Isn't that what we usually say? But it has a whole new meaning when we utter it today. Happy is a contrast, since last year was so sad. Any year would be an improvement over the one that we just had. This virus was invisible. So how did we stay whole? Vigilance was required. We all must play our role. Washing after washing and breathing through a mask. Can you back up a few more feet? Is that too much to ask? I went one step further and put life upon the shelf. I stayed away from everyone. I quarantined myself. I withdrew from all contact. No barber cut my hair. My locks grew past my shoulders. My kids began to stare. But unlike the hero Samson, I did not garner strength. Only follicle humor was derived from its great length. After so much time in lockdown, I appreciate plenty. All those things we took for granted before 2020. A walk around the block, stop in the local mall, a road trip north to witness the leaves change in the fall, going to the gym or to a movie, or meeting with a friend. The virus stopped us in our tracks. Normal life was at an end. Masks replaced our smiles, but they could not hide our tears. A pandemic raged around us, playing off our fears. The kids are so impatient, it's hard to be denied. Trying to understand the world where everyone's inside. When can we see Grandma? I need some hugs and kisses. More important, her stuffed cabbage, her matzo balls and knishes. The adults, they also struggled. The future was not clear. Death rates soared. They worried for all whom they hold dear. We needed to hold a shiva. We wanted to have a bris. Dancing at a wedding is something that we miss. The feeling of Shabbat in our multi-purpose room, not easy to replace with an oneg over Zoom. We only saw this sanctuary by streaming on Shabbat, a transgression that was justified because it meant a lot, a decision not made lightly, our very identity at stake. For our kahila to survive, there are sacrifices that we make. Everything about last year's holidays was flipped upon its head. Despair was not an option. We find silver linings there instead. The most cherished memories that I've ever had was listening to sermons delivered by my dad. He also had a skill when it came to shofars blown, but I never had him teach me. And I never had my own. But since he's passed, his shofar has been sitting on my shelf. And last year, from necessity, I took upon myself to blow it for my family. So in person they could hear, to satisfy the mitzvah and ring in the new year. 10 days of opportunity. Does the book of life await? Last year was a coin flip as to how COVID sealed our fate. Who by fire, who by water? That's what we usually recite. But the options are much different when it's COVID that we fight. Who by sneezing, who by coughing? Who by direct contact? Who by cross-transmission? Who by accident? Who by negligence? Who by lack of knowledge? And who is a sacrifice of a first responder? May you all be blessed with the strength to persevere over illness. Kavod to fight COVID. On Rosh Hashanah, it is inscribed, and on Yom Kippur, it is sealed. Barosh Hashanah, Yikatevun, Uviyom Yom Kippur, Yichatevun.